So it's
like
different when it comes to Jesus, but it's different when it comes to
it's the same. What are you talking about?
How much have you donated?
About the same as you. Actually, probably way more than you, but you've opened a door for a black person, so you're allowed to have views.
Today. What have you helped?
You still don't see how invalid your argument is.
I mean, do you use science to justify the killing of abortion?
What?
I mean, I'm activating for healthcare. At the end of the day, abortion is healthcare.
I think pedophilia is child care then. What part of my sign did you have a problem with?
Abortion is murder, and you can.
Forgiveness for murder can be found in Jesus Christ alone. So
are you saying
abortion
that
is murder?
Women can get abortions because they can find forgiveness in Jesus Christ?
No. What I'm saying.
That doesn't make any sense. So how can we get forgiveness?
So if you're interested in like thinking, I can help you out.
Yeah.
But if you're just trying to like, ooh, let me like twist or something like that, it's just gonna be a sham for you. So abortion is murder. That's an intense thing to say. But you know what? Good news for those who are walking by who are being told they have murdered a child. There is forgiveness. That guilt, that shame, that evil thing that you feel that you've done and know you did, you can be forgiven. How? In Christ. He died for sinners, even sinners who've slayed their children. That doesn't mean, because Jesus is gonna forgive me, I'm gonna go kill children. That's a twisting and a manipulation. In the Bible, it says that. Yeah.
So
if someone's
if I go kill somebody and I devote my life to Jesus Christ, am I forgiven?
You purposely go do that? Nah, you're like mocking God and you're turning his gospel into a license to sin.
I just devote my life. Like I just realized what I did was terrible, and I just devote my life to Jesus Christ.
Yeah, murderers can be saved, yeah. But they should still be punished.
But then
if they actually devote them,
but if they punish me,
if they actually devote themselves to Jesus and they follow his word, they would agree. They would agree that they should be punished. That's how you would know they were true. Now, if they were just like a sniveling little immature punk that was like manipulating words and using whatever God gave them in their brain for nothing but stupidity, they might say that.
And on the abortion on top, do you have kids?
Mm-hmm.
How many kids do you have?
6.
Have you adopted any?
So I have 4 born kids, and then 2 that I've lost through miscarriage.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah. I haven't. So I'm opposed to sex trafficking, but I've actually. Have you ever adopted someone that was being sex trafficked?
No.
Have you ever rescued someone from being sex trafficked?
No, but I would like to. I would like to make you aware that sex trafficking is terrible. I mean, I think we can all agree that.
I don't know though, because you haven't actually. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
It's like common knowledge that we can like.
Where were you going to go with the whole adoption thing?
That we have this argument that abortion is murder, so we should outlaw it.
Mm-hmm.
So some people may argue that you can just put your kids for adoption instead of having abortion.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, the people who rally so hard behind abortion should be outlawed are the same type of people who don't end up being the type of people to adopt kids.
Well, that's 100% false. Who do you think is more likely to adopt children? People who are for abortion or against it?
I think people who want kids are more likely to adopt. No, it doesn't matter.
So people who are aborting babies, do you think they're also wanting to adopt them?
I mean, it's your choice. I mean, like if I,
are you in this school?
Huh?
Are you in this school?
Yeah.
You're paying to learn and improve your mind and think.
I mean, what do you think you're here for?
Well, I've already finished school.
I know, but like, why are you on campus? Aren't you trying to do the same thing?
Try to engage people in thoughtful conversation. The problem is you're just like one thing after another.
I'm just trying to understand like where you're coming from, because with Nate, I was talking to him. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Like I just like I'm uneducated in like your religion in that aspect.
Yeah.
But I just want to like.
Well, it seems like you're just kind of like going through the carousel of standard things. Like before you even finish your sentence, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's doing this. It's a lack of genuine interest, and it's just sort of like a practice of kind of tomfoolery. So it's like, oh, okay, this guy's going to say this. I almost feel like I could get out my phone and I could pull out the notes app and just like write down all the stuff that you're going to say. because there's certain things
I mean, well, I'm trying to prove
that
an
are
argument that
disgenuine.
we should have it. I mean, and you're trying to do the exact same. So
Yeah.
what's so different about it?
Well, if you are truly actively wanting to advocate for a depriving of human rights,
I mean, I'm advocating for healthcare. At the end of the day, abortion is healthcare
why is it healthcare?
because it helps women. I mean, do you think abortion kills people?
I think pedophilia is child care then.
How's that?
Well, because the child is, I'm just going to call it,
Pedophilia is not childcare.
No, pedophilia is life improvement. Like the man who wants to molest the kid, he likes it. So therefore, it's self-care.
That's two different things. What do you mean?
No, it's self-care. Pedophilia is self-care.
Well, I'm talking about healthcare. Self-care is like I'm going to take a day off. Like that's
Yeah, like-
self-care.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about healthcare.
Like so, like
for
a minor,
individual's well-being.
like a minor attracted adult male. Who,
But you can't compare
Yeah.
attraction towards healthcare.
No, it's
How does that
self-care.
correlate?
It's self-care.
Self-care is totally different from healthcare.
Why isn't that self-care?
Because self-care is
No.
like taking your day off.
No, the pedophile, he's having his way sexually with the child and he likes it. So he's like sexual gratification. He's improving it. Like it's healthcare for him.
That's not the definition of healthcare. That's a terrible.
Why is it not? It's good for him. He likes it.
That's not. What is he benefiting? Just for his likes?
Yeah, just to
'Cause he
get
likes
off.
it, right?
Yeah, just get off. He likes it. It helps him. He
But
loves
that's not healthcare. Healthcare is helping a person that they're something that they're dealing with.
it. Yeah. So the thing is the
Like,
reason that it's
physically.
not healthcare or
What
self-care
you're saying that's
is
like
because
something mentally.
he is attacking and taking advantage of another human being. And to call it good when
So you
it's
think all
evil,
pedophiles are bad?
yes.
Okay, me too. But you think?
Why are you
so
asking
what
the
if
question?
this
I'm
fetus
a little
was
bit-
a pedophile?
a little bit
Do you
concerned that
think
you were
we
about
should
to-
abort this fetus.
See, there you go again. It's like that thing I was saying about like
I
the
mean, I'm-
lack of a genuine
No, but what you're
interest
saying
and reason.
doesn't-
So, no, it does because see, if abortion is healthcare, pedophilia might as well be childcare. Just calling something
What would you like specify childcare be?
caring for a child.
But you're not caring for a child.
So where
you're
would
exploiting a
so
child.
healthcare? Do you think, say, if your dad brought you to my house and said, "Hey man, I'm just getting tired of this kid," and I shot you and buried your body in my backyard, and I called it healthcare, would that make it healthcare, or would I be?
That's not a health.
It'd be murder, right?
Yeah, that's murder, but that's
what
two separate things. You
what-
can't compare.
what if it
me shooting
improved
you
your
point,
dad's-
like, in your face?
What
as
if it
being
improved your
healthcare?
dad's life?
What?
It like improved your dad's way of life because you were no longer there to burden him.
But that's totally separate. The reason why I'm advocating
Yeah.
for abortion is because it's healthcare.
No,
You
see, it's
like,
not healthcare
so
when you
taking
do.
off the burden
So look,
me
so
my dad,
so
that's not
the reason that this is not healthcare is because a human being is dying.
okay,
The
so-
reason that pedophilia is not childcare is because a human child is being abused. So when you think about the other human being, you can't call it healthcare.
I mean, it's not the child that's benefiting, but it's the woman. Do you not
Right.
care about the woman that's getting
But the
benefited?
sexual predator is benefiting whenever he rapes someone. And if he calls it good because he likes it, doesn't make it okay. Just because a woman thinks that this makes her life better doesn't make it okay, because there's another life that is being extinguished.
So we're just gonna completely ignore the woman's feelings and how. So you're just trying to make.
You're just going to completely ignore the pedophile's feelings?
Because I'm struggling to find where you're getting pedophiles from.
If you were following it and thinking, the way you're arguing is the same way I'm arguing back at you. You're trying to justify the killing of a preborn child
I mean, I'm not
by
justifying-
saying,
I
what
think
about
there's
the woman's
certain-
feelings? And I'm saying, well, let me try to justify some other evil by saying, what about the pedophile's feelings? Because you don't,
Well, a woman's
you
a
haven't
woman.
thought
She can
your
be
way.
her, she can be her. She can be her.
Right.
A pedophile is someone that commits a crime. A pedophile is the one.
And what
that
do you think we
finds
want to do
sexually
about
attractive.
abortion? Criminalize it.
But I'm struggling to find where you implement that.
It's called analogical reasoning. So, it wouldn't make it okay to do something evil just by labeling it something good and pretending like it's not evil. So since you live in a culture that tells you you're supposed to say pedophilia is wrong, you think pedophilia is wrong.
We can all agree that pedophilia is wrong.
If you lived in a culture where...
But that's not a culture that's widely known. Like,
No. If you lived in a culture where the majority of people said pedophilia was okay, you would think it was okay.
No,
because
I wouldn't.
Do you think abortion's okay?
Yeah.
Because you live
But
in a
that's my own
culture.
opinion.
No,
Well,
it's not. It's not your opinion.
Pedophilia is okay because he's a pedophile. But
Right.
there's no one that's around him that's making him think it's okay.
The way that we've argued and the way you've responded whenever I did an analogical reasoning, and you're like, what? No, we all know that
But why are you
pedophilia
trying
is
to
wrong.
shift, like, your argument. I'm just trying.
The way that you can't follow it proves to me that, like, what
But
you
I'm
think.
disproving your argument. It's like,
No, what you think about a given thing
you said
is
that
not because you
if I
arrived
was
at
to-
it by
if
reason.
If I lived in a world that
it's
said
the view
pedophilia is
of
okay,
the culture.
I'm gonna believe it's okay, but I don't. But
Yeah.
then there's pedophiles out here that live in a society that said that pedophilia is not
Yeah,
okay.
like if
and
you
they still
lived-
end up to be a
Yeah,
pedophile.
if you lived in Rome,
Who's to say that
while
I'm gonna be
pedophilia-
radicalized to believe something? That's my own opinion.
because like the reason you're saying what you're saying, there's no evidence that you've arrived at those conclusions via reason or argument. There is evidence that you hold them because that's what your peers hold.
No, how do you know that though?
The way you're arguing.
Wow.
Because you're not putting forward anything that makes any sense.
Like what? Like, what did I say that didn't make sense? I'm just trying to be like straight.
So whenever you're just like abortion is health care, and then I try to get you to see that you're forgetting in your equation the human being that's being murdered, and you're only looking at the woman and her stated feelings to get you to try to understand how you're thinking and how it's invalid. I tried to get you to go to something we all agree is wrong, pedophilia, and to show you that you can't justify pedophilia by arguing that it improves his happiness, because your mind's going to immediately go, but yeah, a child's being abused. But your mind doesn't immediately go to, but a child is being abused, because you haven't thought about it. You just have the view,
So like
abortion good.
Someone just told me abortion's bad, and I just stuck, I
Yeah.
just ran with it.
Yeah,
But why can't I say the same about you?
the majority-
So let's say him right there. He told
Yeah.
you abortion was bad, and you just ran with it.
I wouldn't.
But
'Cause
that's what you're saying. Well, I did.
So what I believe is right and wrong is not
But
governed
why
by
can I be my
peer
own
pressure.
person, but you can be yours?
Well, I just think your views are governed by peer pressure. Because,
Oh,
okay,
I mean, if it was peer pressure, I feel like I'm being peer pressured right now to believe what you're believing.
sure.
If you're really like thinking
Yeah.
about that, I feel like I'm being peer pressured.
Yeah,
to believe
yeah, and that's true. Like, we would want the culture to be so convinced that abortion is murder, because it is, and that laws would be passed, and that would have an effect where people would grow up rightly understanding thou shalt not murder applies to all human beings, instead of being told in our laws and in our culture, thou shalt not murder only applies to born human beings. It's just the way people learn. We are all the products of our society's influences.
Wait, did somebody say product? Benaya here from the Abolitionist Rising Gear store. We have a lot of new inventory, like this, or this, or this, or this. Everything is guaranteed Benaya approved. So go check it out.
So what I think is the same, I have the same influences that you do, but I had to, at a certain point, when everyone around, from the government to the churches to everyone else, is saying, like, don't throw such a big fit about child sacrifice. It's not that bad. It doesn't need to be criminalized.
Who said that?
That's the state of our culture. Oh,
What-
abortion, child sacrifice, abortion.
So you think abortion's child sacrifice?
Yeah, you know, when you're pregnant, what do you say? I'm with child. I don't want to be with child. So
When you're pregnant, you just say you're pregnant. I mean,
you never heard the phrase with child?
I mean,
Do you think you were
I mean,
ever
if that
inside of
term
your
was-
mother's womb?
Huh?
Do you think you were ever inside of your mother's womb?
I mean, everybody was.
Yeah. So it's like these things are just things that we all know. But we deny them because we are just products of our culture. Our culture says either abortion isn't bad or it's bad, but we shouldn't criminalize
And then,
it.
off topic, I went to y'all's website y'all have a donation site, and I just wondered how much money have you donated to kids in need?
Kids in what?
In need, like hungry kids, kids that are
Yeah,
struggling. How much
Yeah.
have you donated?
about the same as you. Actually, probably way more than you, but yeah.
So would
So
you like
it's-
lead by example and like do a donation
Yeah.
right now?
So
I
the
mean,
thing
if
I
you're
was,
really if you're really trying to advocate
So the
these
thing I
lives
was-
of human beings,
yeah.
you also advocate for the kids that are already here.
right. So,
So
the thing
go
I
ahead
was,
and donate right now.
The thing I was saying
would love
earlier
for you to
about
donate right now.
you
Lead by
being
example, please.
disingenuous. Okay, give me 1 second. The thing I was saying earlier about you being disingenuous,
I mean, I'm not really being
and
disingenuous.
yeah, like you know, I said that I could pull out my app and write down this is all the kind of dumb stuff this guy's gonna say because he's not really interested.
I mean, it's not dumb to donate for kids in need. Who's saying it's
Oh
dumb?
wow, you just said another
it was
dumb thing.
dumb.
Yeah, it just said another dumb thing right there because
What did I say?
you shifted.
Me saying that
Yep, my
kids in need
argument
is dumb?
My argument wasn't that it wasn't that, but you shifted it to that. So here's what I'm saying. You can oppose, like, do you oppose like the war in Ukraine? You want to stand up for Ukraine?
I think all works are better.
Okay, wait,
I
hold on a
don't
second. Do you believe Black Lives Matter?
I think Black Lives Matter, and I think all lives matter.
Okay, so how many black people have you helped today?
I mean, I've helped some. Yeah.
Today? You helped some black people today?
I mean, opening the door for them can be considered help. Helping them with. I mean, what do you consider help? Why are you laughing? I'm giving you examples and you're laughing in my face.
Opening the door for them.
What have you helped to help a fetus?
Oh, sorry, man. Opening the door for them. Who are them? Black people. Sorry,
I mean,
man. It's
you
funny.
told me to give an example. I mean, what else do you want me to
Yeah.
do? Do you just want me to?
I think you can
do you want me
stand
to,
up.
like spoon feed them like every single goddamn day?
I want you to stop calling them to freaking start. But outside of that,
Well, I'm not gonna keep
I'm
using
just
the term
saying.
black people every
I'm
single
just trying to get you to. I'm just trying to get you to say and understand that you can be opposed to something. Like you can think, like say you think that cops mistreat black people and that we need to have a movement to oppose that. You can have that thought and oppose that action without at the same time having given to or adopted like black kids. Because you can have positions and opinions on ethical questions, so it wouldn't be invalidated by the fact that you haven't, but I mean, you've opened a door for a black person,
I mean,
so
what
you're
have you
allowed
done
to have
help
views.
kids? Today. What have you helped?
You still don't see how invalid your argument is.
I mean, you're saying what I'm saying is not valid.
Yes, it's not. It's embarrassingly not. I'm saying you could oppose sex trafficking even if you have never given a single cent to an anti-sex trafficking organization. It would be invalid if I were to come to you and be like, you don't really oppose sex trafficking unless you've helped someone who's been sex trafficked. I'm trying to get you to see that. And as I'm trying to get you to see that, you're like, yeah, well, how many kids have you adopted? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills and I wish that the colleges would be burnt to the ground because kids here can't even think a bit.
I mean, if you really hate the kids here, then why are you here? I mean, if we all have this like ideology that we should have abortion, why are you here? You're trying to push your
I have
ideology
talked to a good number of people who have listened and actually, I think, in various ways changed their minds today. Other people will watch
what have you
videos
said
of
to
those
change their minds?
exchanges.
I'm just curious.
Oh, like there was a nice young lady about an hour ago. She had made a statement about the abolitionists of slavery, and she thought that they weren't Christians. I happen to be a historian in the 19th century and know a good deal about them, and so we talked about it, and she said, holy crap, I didn't know. Harry Beecher Stowe, William Lloyd Garrison, Frederick Douglass, these guys are all Christians. What in the world? Why did I think what I thought? I guess it was shaped by reading certain things and thinking about certain stuff, but thank you, you enlightened me. And she was super thankful and like went on her way. That was just one. After her, I talked to a young girl, she was in FIMU. She was like opposed to us and kind of mocking the signs, but then she started to think about it and she kind of was like, you know what? Yeah, it should be criminalized. It was like totally different. Other people will watch those videos and they too will change. And it'll happen over and over and over and over again. So much that when people see the video of our discussion, they're gonna be sad. Because they're gonna be like, why is it that he could reach that person, but he couldn't reach that person? Well, it's because one person approached him with a genuine desire to think, and the other person just approached him with a desire to mock.
I mean, I'm not mocking. I'm trying to make you understand like where I'm coming from.
Where are you coming from?
That abortion is health, and that we shouldn't really have it overruled. And then you're just mocking me.
Pedophilia.
I mean, if you can do all this and convince all these,
pedophilia is sex care for men.
but pedophilia, you're dealing with. That's two separate things.
Another human. The reason pedophilia is wrong is because a human's being hurt. Can you just say that back to me? Pedophilia is wrong because a child.
I agree, pedophilia is wrong.
Because a child is being abused. It doesn't make it right, even if the abuser thinks it improves their way of life. It doesn't make it right, even if the abuser thinks it's right. Abortion isn't right, even if the abusers think it's right.
But you just don't think that we should just have it at all, like without, like in these circumstances?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we just went back in a full circle in a kind of a hilarious way, and you repeated the same thing, and then I'm here and I'm thinking I'm fine, but I'm not fine.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand
why people have it, and we like advocate for the right to have an abortion.
Yeah, like
And
people
you keep
advocated
trying
for
to,
the
like-
right to have slaves.
Who's advocating for the rights to have slaves?
People who advocated for the right to have slaves.
Like, are there people right now advocating for the rights to have slaves?
Probably somewhere, but I'm saying in the 19th century, people like
But
you.
we're not in the 19th century no more.
Right.
Like me, what do you mean by that?
So this is, again, reasoning, and it's not for everybody. It's supposed to be for everybody. But the way you think about this is you think, what I just said, I'm trying to understand it better. Maybe I can understand it better by looking at something in history where other people said similar things for similar bad reasons. And if they were wrong and they were putting forward bad reasons to do bad things and pretending like their reasons were justified, maybe we're doing the same thing today. They were mistreating black people, and they argued it was okay because they were black and they were from Africa and they were subhuman and they really weren't meant to be anything else, and they were property, my plantation, my prerogative. How dare you do it? You do what you want to do as slaves. Don't want to own a slave? Don't get one, but don't impose your morality on me. All of that same thing, the same sentiments, the same arguments, the same worldview is alive and well today, but not arguing for slavery, arguing for abortion. And the worldview that argued for the abolition of slavery is alive and well today, arguing for the abolition of abortion. But we run into advocates of our culture's evil, just like our predecessors ran into advocates for their culture's evil. And they say the same things and don't even know when they're not making any sense. It's like you can't reach them. It's like they haven't come to their conclusions because of thought, but because they're just products of their society. And it's sad. Because
so you just don't want to hear like what I have to say?
I do.
I mean, okay.
But all you're saying is abortion is healthcare. And then I move to say, think about that a little bit more. How can it be healthcare when one of the people involved in it ends up looking like this? Does this look like healthcare to you? Healthcare professionals are to do no harm. Abortion is literally taking a human being who is alive and unaliving them.
So you like still think abortion after like 1 week is still bad?
Yeah, it doesn't generally happen really at 1 week because they're not even detected yet. There's abortions that happen really early because of like taking pills that will cause the uterine to be an inhospitable place for implantation. But if implantation happens, they're probably going to live, unless they die from like miscarriage or something, they're probably going to live for a couple of weeks before they start putting chemicals into the urine stream that are then detected as the presence of another human being. And then the woman knows she is with child because the test is literally detecting the presence of two human beings. That's why they know that they need to get an abortion. So they got to kill that baby so that they're no longer taking pregnancy tests and finding out they're with child. This is like basic. This is as basic as it's not right to chop off the toes of a black person who doesn't want to be a slave to keep them from running away. But you know what? Cultures do really dastardly, evil things and think it's okay. And they can't even see it because they're just products of their culture. And everybody else says slavery is okay, and I don't want to be laughed at.
Just like the people who own slaves.
No, back in the 19th century, you had a very small minority of abolitionists that wanted to criminalize slavery. Then you had another kind of minority that owned slaves. Then you had a majority that, regardless of what they thought about slavery, were tolerating it. They were like, we're not going to criminalize it. Like, we'd rather preserve the union, or really, how can I tell another person what to do with their property? I don't want to disrupt their lives. I don't want to impose my morality. Like, I'll share a pew with that guy. He owns slaves. I don't own slaves, but like, let's all be friends. Let's not be judgy. That was like how everyone thought, except for a very small group, abolitionists. And those abolitionists held the view that slavery was a crime against God and man and it should be abolished. And if we don't abolish it, we'd be under the judgment of God. And that in time, we'd be judged with a war. And they said, if we don't repent of chattel slavery, God's going to judge us with war. That's what they said. And everyone said, shut up. You're too mean. You're too, disruptive. You're agitators. You're doing more harm than good. If you really want to abolish slavery, do it in this way and not that way. And they delayed the abolition of slavery for like 40 years until God was like, you're not going to repent? You got people that have repented? Here's the judgment. And you had the North versus the South, and you had fathers killing sons, sons killing brothers, so on and so forth. Tons of people died, and it's a tragedy that didn't have to happen. But yeah, the people in the culture, they couldn't be bothered to see it correctly because they all just thought slavery just wasn't something to really be all that mad about. And the way they were all sort of like that, kind of, stuck in their worldview, didn't stop the abolitionists from attempting to reason with them. But it was very difficult. That's what her sign's about. Speaking of signs.
I just want to get where you're coming from. Like, get to know you.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not doing anything else, so you can just keep talking.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be like, I don't want to waste your time.
I mean, I'm not doing anything. You can just keep talking.
But, so what do you think? All right, so you're not a Christian.
I used to, but...
Why did, so it's a totally different topic. Why did you, I can have a different tone on this one. Like, why did you stop? Do you think you really, really were a Christian? Like, you believe that Jesus was God?
It was just forced on me because my parents took me.
So you never really were. Because Christians generally think that, once you are transformed by God, once Christ redeems you, saves you, you know him and you're kept by him. And that even though you may sin or struggle or have temptations, he won't let you go. So when someone says they once were a Christian and then they're no longer a Christian, the general answer is probably you weren't really a Christian. You probably just raised Christian.
Oh,
But you never.
They're two separate things, growing up Christian and then being Christian.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never thought that Jesus was who he said he was. You never thought Jesus was who he said he was?
I mean, I never really caught up with Christianity, so
Yeah.
I'm uninformed. So you can inform me on that if you would like to.
Yeah. So Jesus, okay, so obviously, a lot of different people who think a lot of different things about Jesus, but Jesus came on the scene and claimed to be God.
Do you also agree with me?
Yeah. But not only did he claim to be God,
Jesus' mom was Mary, right? If I remember.
yeah. So Jesus himself, and one of the ways this connects, is that when God looked down on our world full of all sorts of sin and destruction, right? Murder, sexual assault, wars, theft.
He sent Jesus down.
Right. So he looked
then
down.
That stuff also happened present day and also a few years later after Jesus.
Yeah. So I'll try to make sense of that because that is a difficult thing. So we were killing each other over and over and over in the ancient world, ancient, pagan, crazy, just killing each other. The world was full of bloodshed. God did look at it and was like, man, I'm sick of this. This is not what I made this to be. And he flooded the world, right? Now he did preserve some of his creation, right? Animals, humans.
And do you think that's
restart?
Real?
I do.
I just think certain stuff in the Bible is
yeah. Well, I'm just telling you.
Prove, right?
Yeah, but we can get into that if you're interested. But I do think that's true. But the reason I'm bringing it up is God does hate the way that we kill each other and rape each other and steal from each other. He doesn't like it, and he did judge it. But he said at that judgment, he's like, all right, I want you to be fruitful. I want you to multiply. I want you to fill the earth. But I do not want you shedding innocent blood. I don't want you killing each other. He just gave them a law. Don't. It's if you kill other people, you should be killed. Don't kill each other. So they populated the world again.
Wait, how did he repopulate the world? I'm just asking.
Well, you got, 3 men, 3 women, right?
And they just all reproduced.
Yeah, this is gonna line up.
6 people.
Yeah, man. Just do the math.
So are we technically all cousins?
Yeah, we're all related. So it's in the ancient Near Eastern world, up in sort of the Caucasus, you've got the Caucasus Mountains, you got the plain of Shinar, you got Egypt and Africa and all that kind of stuff. If you look at where they say that, where the Bible says that Noah's Ark landed, Ararat, the mountains of Ararat, we will, as well as secular non-Christian anthropologists, that's the Fertile Crescent, the birth of civilization. All of a sudden, humans are making structures and towers
found,
and
Noah's Ark.
I don't know why anyone would find Noah's Ark. Why would you find that?
To prove that it actually happened.
Oh yeah. I don't know. There are lots of people who claim that they did.
But then I would love physical proof. I think that would really convince.
I don't think it would. There are lots of people who find all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, I think if Jesus came down and talked to you, might not. But might. But people have seen crazier things and not because it really doesn't come down to proof sometimes. Sometimes people believe what they want to believe, see what they want to see, hear what they want to hear, and sometimes whenever the truth is presented to them, it's not ooh, I have to follow the truth. It's I have to come up with a reason not to. So you come up with it's like the truth of God is a light shine into a dark room. And if you're in that dark room and you like the darkness, you're going to run to the corners that are still dark, even though there's light. But anyway, the story, it's not really about the ark and population, but yes, 6 people, 3 men, 3 women, 6,000 years ago, yes, you can get our current populations if you're interested in it. It's just called math and biology. We're like rabbits. We have kids and spread out and they have kids and so on and so forth. But anyway, the reason I bring that up is God does hate violence and oppression and wickedness, all that kind of stuff. So he said, don't do that anymore. But of course, we are the way we are. So as we spread out and did our things, different cultures were founded and established, and we have a world full of, shedding innocent blood again. Throughout that whole period, God sent prophet after prophet after prophet telling people to repent and to stop killing their children. Stop oppressing the sojourner, the foreigner. Stop, taking advantage of the poor. Stop, manipulating people with unjust weights and measures, like economic oppression.
And
Like,
so,
prophet after
essentially,
prophet said, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that.
I just got
And they killed those prophets. And then, but he said he would not, back at the flood, he said, I want you to stop doing these evil things, but I will not send a flood anymore. Said, listen, the rainbow that you see, let it be a reminder that I am not going to send another flood. So after thousands of years of continued violence and evil, he sent his son, right? So prophet after prophet after prophet said, repent, stop being this way. Then the Son of God, who the prophets were speaking about, showed up himself and said all the same things. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Be this way, don't be this way. And what did they do with him? They killed him. Now he's God. Why in the world did he let them kill him? It's because one of the reasons, chief among the reasons that he came, was that judgment that God said he wouldn't do. He said, I won't judge you again with a flood. He said, I will judge sin.
Do you think will God send another flood? What do you think about the state of the world right now?
The world is
Do you
worth
think there's a lot
flooding.
of sinners and a lot of violence?
Yeah.
Do you think there's another flood coming?
No, I think it's going to be fire, but every day that it doesn't happen is a day where God's patiently awaiting more people to come to know him. Because what Jesus did was, there was judgment. Just like the flood that destroyed the world,
And he
that
said
judgment,
there was so much.
that judgment was put on Jesus. So Jesus, crucified on the cross, is feeling the wrath of God against sin. All your sin, all my sin, everyone's sin is being poured out on him. And he's just taking it
He died for it.
as God. And all that wrath that would be a worldwide flood or a worldwide, fire or whatever is happening on him. He's taking it. And then he dies. And in that judgment that came down on Christ, he's saying, I have taken that. Now, he comes back from the dead, and you can say, I don't really believe that. The problem is, all these people saw it. They saw it, they testified to it. They said it changed their lives, and they were willing to stand there and not deny it to the point of being killed themselves. And if this didn't actually happen, there wouldn't be any Christians. There would be no Christianity if Christ didn't come back out of the tomb. So, as Christianity has spread, and we're telling people this, our message is super simple. It's like that judgment that God poured out on the Son of God was so that the sin that you should be judged for can be considered judged and taken care of. What's up, my man? Yes, I'm sunburned. I think he was checking to see if it was that guy at TikTok because he didn't want to end up online. That's my guess.
And so, with the current state of the world, do you think it's really bad?
What do you think?
I think right now, what's going on, everything in the world, not just including the United States, I think it is pretty bad. You think it's worthy to send another flood?
So, I don't know what I think. I think if I were God, probably would have been wiped out a long time ago. If I would have saw all the rape and all the murder, just all the just absolute.
God sent Jesus down, right?
Yeah. So
why do you think God hasn't sent down another Jesus Christ?
Well, he doesn't have to. There's
He
only
did it back then. Why can't he do it?
So there's only one son. So that it's once paid for all time. So if you really listen to it,
but
hear it out.
There's so many sinners. If you think about it, there's so many sinners.
But
we need another Jesus Christ. So
no, but it's God. Who do you think? So an infinite, all-powerful, all-knowing, self-existent being who is before time.
And you believe that God's
right. when he dies for individual worms like you and I, yeah, he can take all of our sin because he's God. So like, if you're just talking like numerically, like, can the judgment against sinners be paid for by the sacrifice of one person? Yes, if and only if that person can take that judgment because they are the Son of God. Like, they are not.
So he's constantly
He's fully human, but he's fully God. So there's the ability to pay the sins for all these humans.
So he's constantly paying for all the sins.
No, so he was judged, it was poured out, he felt the wrath of God. He was in the tomb for 3 days, dead.
He came back.
And then he came back. He's not experiencing judgment anymore.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm sure he weeps over the state of things, but he's not like forcing people to accept his forgiveness. So it's like, go out there. So Jesus, he's around for, a few weeks, whatever, 40 days. He's around, and then he leaves. But before he leaves, he says, I need you guys to go everywhere into all the nations, telling every single person that you can in all these nations about what I've done for them, that there's good news, that there's forgiveness in Christ, that I have paid the ransom for their sin. The judgment that they deserve is no longer one that they have to pay, that they can confess their sins and I will forgive their sins. Tell people so that they can no longer be under the wrath of God. And so, like, I'm not a perfect person, but when I stand before God in eternity after I'm dead, God's going to look at me and say, like, your sin has been paid for by the work of my Son. Welcome in to my rest.
Your Son paid for your sins.
Like, my sin has been paid for by the Son of God. The judgment I deserve has been paid by Christ. Sorry about that. But someone who's rejected Christ, they are still dead in their sin, and they still owe payment for their sin. So the judgment that Christ would take from them, they still are like, no, I don't want to be saved by you. That's the whole, like, are you saved or not? Like, I don't want to be rescued from the wrath of God. I am my own man. I have my sin. I will stand in it. So that's the difference between a Christian and a non-Christian, is a Christian accepts that they're a sinner and that they need to be saved and that they need Christ to pay for their sins. A non-Christian says they're not a sinner.
What makes a person like a sinner? That they have to devote their life to God. I'm just.
So, do you understand the first part I'm saying there? Like we're all sinners.
Yeah.
We're all sinners.
But like, what did we do to be deserved to be labeled as a sinner?
The sin that we commit, that we actively commit.
What did we?
When you actively lie, when you actively, like, hate people, actively manipulate people.
I mean, what if there's, like, hypothetically speaking, like, there's someone, let's say that guy right there, he's like pitch perfect example. He doesn't lie. He doesn't do any sins.
No, he does.
He still be, like, hypothetically speaking, like, he's just
hypothetically speaking, perfect. He does. He's not perfect. He's not Jesus. Jesus is the only one who's done that.
Jesus is the only one that was perfect?
Yeah, no one's even claimed to be perfect like that. Jesus claimed to be perfect and everybody around him didn't deny it.
Perfect according to your logic.
Not Jesus.
But
everyone, yeah. Yeah, fully human and fully God. But all people who are fully human, we're imperfect. There's no way around it.
So, like, you're just born and everyone's imperfect, right? Except for just, like, Jesus Christ. Like, he was just...
Yeah. Obviously a different kind of birth, right? Different kind of conception.
I mean...
Divine conception. But like that, but Jesus, right?
I just find it, like, scientifically impossible. If, like...
Scientifically impossible? What does science have to do with it?
You can't get pregnant if you didn't have sex. I mean, Mary was a virgin, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did she give birth?
That's what they say. That's what it...
I mean, do you use science to justify the killing of abortion?
What?
They use science to justify that killing abortion is murder.
Yeah, where are you going with it?
Like, so if you use science to explain why abortion is bad and it's murder, why can't I also use science to explain that?
Oh, science. Well, the statement that you made, I thought you said signs. I was like, signs. I was like confused. Yeah, no, science is valid. It's the process of, human observation, experimentation, testing of hypotheses, and coming to various kind of conclusions by scientific means. So science is a useful tool that humans have developed in order to come to some kind of understanding about the natural world they live in. So you would use science to, someone's like, well, I believe in human rights. If there's a human, they should be protected. But science says that they're not human until a certain, oh, let's look at that. What defines a human? And does the human embryo meet those definitions? And so you would use science to show that that person is wrong, that no, human beings begin when they're conceived. That's basic science.
And you use science for that.
So you use science in that way.
But then why is it different when it comes to the story of like Mary?
Well, no, you would use, there's like a certain amount of science, like one is whatever, over 2,000
so
years
you say
ago.
Mary wasn't a virgin
So
then?
I think Mary was a virgin. I think it's said before it even happened. We're talking about like 6,000 years before it happened, written down in scrolls that were like found, and archaeologists are like, yep, this is 6,000 years before Jesus. It says that there's going to be a virgin with child, and like they're going to be the Messiah. It's weird. Well, like scientifically, you'd say, okay, scientifically, it doesn't
Is there, like,
seem.
proof for that, or does it say that in the Bible?
There's proof for that. Like so the Old Testament is written before the New Testament, but in the Old Testament, the prophets who spoke about the coming Messiah were like saying in all these different ways, like about how Jesus would be born. Where would he be born? Bethlehem. Who would carry him? A virgin. Like all that stuff was said thousands of years, hundreds of years before it happened. And so when it happened, the reason that like the whole Christmas story of like wise men looking for him and stuff is because they were reading these prophecies.
And you still believe like all of that stuff that was said like all those years ago?
Yeah, just like you believe all sorts of stuff that was said years ago. You believe George Washington was the president of the United States of America?
I mean, there's proof of it.
What's the proof?
The Constitution. There's people that were there.
Well, not anymore.
How do you prove God is real without using the Bible?
Well, how do you prove that Jefferson wrote the Constitution without the Constitution?
I mean, there were like people that knew him.
Okay, so same exact way. So no one alive now knew Thomas Jefferson. No one's great-grandpa.
I mean, no one now knows Jesus Christ.
Right. Well, I mean, they do, but not in the same.
I mean, and I think people
eyewitness.
do now that. I think there's someone now that.
It's like I feel like
believes
I
that
know
George Washington
Jesus
was
Christ.
alive.
Probably so, because you can doubt things. But we were talking about like historical evidence, eyewitness testimony. Just it's all history.
So it's
like
different when it comes to Jesus, but it's different when it comes to.
No,
like,
it's the same. What are you talking about?
Because I'm just trying
Try to
figure-
listen to what's being said
I will.
more than trying to like.
I'll stop talking.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying like.
I'm just having like a hard time like following.
Okay, so Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. We have historical records that Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration. We know that the Declaration of Independence is there. You can trace the history from Thomas Jefferson to this conversation.
Yeah.
The same thing, but for Jesus Christ. You can go even thousands of years before that for like ancient cultures. Do we know that there were Sumerians? Yes. Why? Because we find Sumerian writings and the things that Sumerians talked about. What do they talk about? Stuff like worldwide floods. Most
you think
ancient
Moses
people.
parting the Red Sea was real?
Yeah, I think God parted the Red Sea and they walked across the Red Sea to get out of oppression. But yeah, miracles. So like miracles are not actually hard to believe in because I think you're a miracle. Like this, well, that's trippy. That's a miracle. Like that anything is the way it is. I mean, like we're talking about like can the maker of the universe, like the infinite galaxies upon galaxies upon galaxies. We're talking about whether or not, I think nature's a miracle. Like the maker of nature, can they, do something else? Sure.
So like stuff that's not explainable, you apply like God and God's creation to it.
Well, I mean, I think some things, like whether they've happened or not happened, is just based on whether they have. Like, I mean, it's like the claim is that a virgin was with child. That's the claim. The records all state that that was true. They also state that it was foretold that it would be that way thousands of years. So you say, well, like, is there any evidence?
If people commit sins and lying is a sin, how do you know
That's true.
Like lying?
That's true. Like, because I may want to sin, maybe like I'm addicted to some kind of sin and I want to keep on sinning and I'm worried that God's going to take it away from me, I may choose to suppress the truth and unrighteousness so I can keep on sinning. That's totally possible. Like someone could like hear, it's like, that's really weird that the prophet Isaiah said all these things about Jesus before they happened, and hundreds of years later they happened. Well, I can either believe that these prophecies prove that Christ was who he said he was and that God is doing what he said, or because I love my sin, I can choose not to believe them. La, 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 I don't believe it because I really want to masturbate or whatever. You can do whatever you want. That's what people do. But it's been good talking to you, but I'm thirsty. I'm gonna go steal some water. You really don't have class, huh? No class?
I can be here all day.
Well, that means you're like, I'm sad you're on the other side because people with the endurance.
I just want to like understand where like your belief, because like I'm open to it. Like you do you, and like you can believe whatever you want, and I'll respect that. Like
You just like to understand the other side.
Yeah, I just want to understand.
Yeah. Do you think it's at all possible that you're actually just going to side with whatever seems to be the thing your friends believe?
I think I'm my own person. I can make my own choices. If I really did wanted to, I would. Like,
Are there any beliefs that you hold that are radically different from your peers?
Yeah, I think people said like guns should be banned. I don't think necessarily guns should be banned. I think there should be stricter gun laws. But that's a whole different thing.
I thought that's what everyone who was for gun control believed.
I'm not here to take away your guns.
I respect our strong tradition of gun ownership.
I have a Glock.
Buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun.
That they shouldn't necessarily be banned, but there should be stricter gun laws.
I mean,
I thought that's the.
That saying guns should be banned. I mean, advocating for people that have guns is just stricter gun laws.
Yeah.
I mean, would you rather have someone that advocates?
I was just wondering if like your view is like different from the standard view that's out there, and then you're like, my view is different from the standard view, and then you told me the standard view like 100%.
I mean,
like that's the view of the Democratic Party. Guns should not be banned, but there should be stricter gun laws. Which is fine. I just think it's funny that I was like, do you believe anything that's like different from like the modern, accepted normative, like if you don't believe this, you're kind of out of step with the man, and then you told me the exact man position.
Another example I would say probably be late-term abortion. I think that should be banned. I think
again, that's common. That's the position. Yeah, that's the position. Most like secular Democrats, like the majority of people in our culture want abortion in general, and when they usually happen, to be legal, and they call it health care. But then they're willing to say, but I think late term, because it creates this situation where they get to be like against something, but like not really against what it's actually happening, because late term abortion is not really happening, not to the tune of like, thousands a day, like the ones that they're for do. So it's like this kind of pseudo position. I gotta get some water. Anyway, what was your name again? I gotta go. John. Sorry for being exasperating, John.